Hello once again. So I'm here to talk about what I will call the third principle of pluralism. What I'm specifically talking about are cognitive biases. And cognitive biases are mental shortcuts that are kind of hardwired into our brain. And these things all have a very specific purpose. They help us forge society. They help us protect ourselves. They help us kind of negotiate unfamiliar situations. And so overall, they're really positive things. So there's three I want to touch on specifically. The first one is called anchoring bias. And anchoring bias very simply says that the first thing that you judge, the first thing that you are taught, the first thing you are exposed to influences your judgment in kind of everything that comes after. Which basically means that once we are born and once we are introduced into a line of thinking or a philosophy, it becomes very, very difficult to separate ourselves from that. The second of the cognitive biases that I think are really worth paying attention to is called confirmation bias. And that is, again, we have a tendency to look for things that support our pre-existing viewpoint, our pre-existing ideas, and tend to dismiss anything that would fight against those things that we hold to be true. And then the last one that I want to mention is called curse of knowledge. And the curse of knowledge says that once you understand something, you presume it to be obvious to everyone else. We put them together, anchoring bias, confirmation bias, and that curse of knowledge. We have to recognize that we are naturally in a very difficult position to try to learn anything. It becomes exceedingly difficult to move to the point where I'm willing to let my preconceived notions go and presume that there's any validity to anything else around me. There's really no need for me to ever branch out beyond what I already believe. So I can listen to radio stations that support my point of view. I can only visit websites that support my point of view and only watch television stations that support my point of view. And therefore we approach reality with a very skewed bias of what is. Perhaps this is tied to the humility of a few weeks ago, but to recognize our own fallibility in our thinking and to be willing to say, I am a biased individual. How do I grow apart from that?